here, founder and author of SANspotter.com, and I'm just now starting to feel my legs again after that 15-hour flight down from SFO. I'm also about to hop on QANTAS flight number 470 up to Sydney, but instead of a regular review video, I thought it would be fun to report on the differences between domestic first class in Australia versus the US, if there are any. It's the retro Roo II. Yes! Now, I know that special liveries don't have any effect on the quality of first class service, but I gotta say that my first ever Australian first class flight is already off to a much better start than any first class flight I've had in the US lately. Complimentary headphones for everyone on the plane? Score another one for Australia. Anyway, the fact that I'm anywhere near cognizant enough to be filming a comparison video after having just stepped off a 15-hour flight from SFO is impressive, if I don't say so myself. Either that, or it's flat out stupid, and this is just going to end up being a really embarrassing failure. Being a color other than blue or gray, the first class seats here on this QANTAS 737 aren't very much different than the first class seats of any other airline in the US. And, as expected, legroom here in row 1 isn't any different either. However, the lack of kangaroo graphics on that bulkhead wall is something to be disappointed about, and I mulled over how many points I would be deducting for it as I sipped on my pre-departure drink.
Please make sure your allocated seatbelt firmly fastened. Your seat upright and your tray table is locked in. In preparation for departure, all electronic devices must now be set to flight mode and may be used to take off. However, laptops, computers, and other large devices must now be put away.
At the moment we are the 12th aircraft to depart, and of course several aircraft land in between. We are expecting about 30-40 minutes on the ground here before we do have our turn at departure. Once we do get underway, 58 minutes flying time and generally smooth conditions. Fine weather in Sydney as well. We've had overcast conditions. In the meantime, please sit back, relax, and we'll get underway as soon as we can. We'll be back with you with an update of our arrival as soon as we have the updated details. Thank you.
Until this point, Qantas domestic first class didn't seem all that different than the first class service we get back home in the US. But then came the food, and I began mentally reviewing my options for becoming an Australian citizen. Breakfast choices this morning consisted of a bowl of fruit or some kind of hot sandwich thing which smelled good but deliciously, high in calories. Nothing extravagant for sure, but keep in mind that this was a 1-hour flight and we'd be lucky to get a tiny bag of peanuts back home between Los Angeles and San Francisco. Another point goes to the Aussies. We're beginning the descent into Sydney now, and I've got to say that it ended up being a really nice experience considering that I didn't expect there to be any differences between domestic first class in Australia versus the US. The seat and overall comfort was the same, but the fact that we got a full meal on a short 1-hour flight from Melbourne to Sydney is enough to easily declare Australia the winner here. And yes, I will fully admit that the fact that this was the retro Roo II may have biased me slightly, but I promise the bias was negligible, and I would have come to the exact same conclusion even if I wasn't such a major airline livery dork. Congratulations, Australia. You definitely earned this one.
Welcome to Sydney, where the local times are approximately 11 a.m. Although on the ground floor, make sure to be safe, so please stay in your seat and seatbelt belly fastened until the captain switches off the seatbelt sign. For those of you leaving the seat, your bags will be available in the baggage claim area located on the ground floor at carousel number 3. If you are transferring to another Qantas domestic flight, check the screen of the terminal using the departure gate. Passengers transferring to a Jetstar flight must remain their bags first and proceed to Terminal 2. For those of you joining an international flight, please make your way to the International Transfer Lounge, located at Gate 15. Please allow you to stay clear when overhead headlockers and backpackers are allowed. Once the seatbelt sign is off, you'll be leaving through the forward left-hand door. Please remember to check your seat and seat pocket for any personal items. On behalf of Qantas Airways, Emirates, Cathay Pacific, Air New Zealand and the crew, thank you.